Hey guys, today's episode of The Read is being brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace powers millions of websites across hundreds of industries for people just like you. You can turn your ideas into a unique website in just a few clicks. So if you're trying to sell, like high heels for puppies or, maybe eyebrow glitter or whatever fun things you do on Instagram these days, this is a place to set up your house for it. You can customize everything from the look and feel to the settings and products using beautiful templates created by world-class designers, and there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. The future is coming. Make it brighter with Squarespace. Now let's start the show. A good man is like fine wine. They all start out as grapes. Our job is to stomp on them.
Yes, it is, girl.
And keep them in the dark until they mature into something we wouldn't mind having dinner with.
Yes, amen. That is the one and only Maxine Shaw from Living Single.
Attorney at law.
Oh, yes. Now that, I will never not know a Living Single quote. I have that on, I think I bought all the seasons on iTunes, Amazon, whichever one it is.
I purchased them all on Amazon.
Right. And then everybody was like, oh, Hulu is streaming Living Single now. Like, oh, well, that's nice. But I own them all because there's nobody like Maxine Shaw. Honestly, that whole cast, it was just so good. And the fact that it was so clearly the inspiration for Friends, and yet somehow Friends is the bigger show, but Living Single is just so much better. Anyway, we don't have to get into it.
So Living Single, fantastic show. Love y'all so much. We'll talk about reboots later, but if there was one, I don't know why they haven't gotten to a, hey, Living Single reboot. What's going on with that?
I feel like most of the people involved in Living Single are like, let Living Single be what it was in the time that it was. It was amazing. That. We were 90s kind of girls. We were not 2019 kind of girls.
Thank you.
Imagine Sinclair trying to use Tinder or some shit. Oh, God.
No, thanks.
No. But anyway.
Well, everyone, welcome back to The Read. I'm Erica Alexander.
God damn it. I was going to be Erica Alexander.
This is my idea.
And you know what? I will be Queen Latifah. Why not? Dyke Pride.
This is Reed. Thanks for coming back with us for another episode. I just touched down back into the city.
I was a little worried you weren't going to make it when I woke up this morning and saw all that snow out there. I was like, oh, I wonder if the flights are canceled or delayed, but
so when I got on my flight, I remember them saying something about, oh, there's going to be some turbulence when we're making our way into the city or whatever. And I was like, I'll be asleep.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, amen to that.
I mean, what a transition. Los Angeles, thank you so much for the weather that you gave to me this past weekend.
Oh, yeah, from 81 to 31. How you like that?
Wow. And it was just raining like nobody's business. Ice is everywhere. It just.
Yeah. And now it's rain on top of the snow. So it's just slushy and really shitty out there. So nothing at all like LA. Yeah. You had a great time out there. Thank you so much for FaceTiming me so I could see our young fave.
Yes. Shout out to Martin and her amazing family.
Yes.
Who once again let me storm the Blackish set. Like, I had business to be there.
It's just a matter of time.
Not only did I get to go,
it's just a matter of time.
I got to actually sit in on a table read for one of the new episodes.
Shut up! With the whole cast?
Jennifer Lewis was not there. She had an illness or something like that or whatever. So of course, like, God was like, you will take your blessing. Right. Okay, I'm not going to give you all of it. But yeah, like the majority of the cast was in there.
God,
Tracy Ellis Ross. And she's directing, I don't know if she's directing the episode that they read. I think she is.
I think she is too, because she just posted that script like last week or something. So I think
so the whole room was like, congratulations. And they did like this whole clap thing for her. And she did like a cute, anyway, whatever. It's top secret.
No, I'm sure it is. I'm sure you had to sign all kinds of NDAs and all that. You know, you fancy famous niggas.
But yeah, no, that was amazing and like awesome to be in a room like watching my favorite people do their job that I love so much.
I was watching Blackish last night and just thinking, if there was ever anybody in the world who was Kid Fury in sitcom format, it would be Diane. Yeah. She is you. Have you seen last night's episode yet? The fact that like they were making fun of that kid and Junior felt bad and Diane was just cracking up like, right. What the fuck? At no point did she feel any remorse or any sadness when Junior came to her later. She was like, okay, well, fuck you also. It just walked out on him like, how is she not you?
Doing great things over there.
So shout out Black to Hollywood. The Martin family, all of y'all.
Oh, Black Excellence as well also, besides them. This week it goes out to 2 Georgia teens and siblings named Hannah Lucas and her brother, where the hell is his name? Charlie.
Oh, yes, I saw this story.
Okay. So Hannah and Charlie created an app together called Not Okay. Hannah was diagnosed with a condition that causes her to faint frequently, apparently. And so this caused her to, deal with anxiety and fear of what happens if I'm by myself or, nobody's there to help me.
Right.
Which caused her, to start dealing with depression. And her amazing brother, first of all, Hannah's 15, Charlie's 13. So these are children. And
I'm looking at their picture. Both of them look way better at that age than I did.
They look like Obama's.
Right. They look like they could be Sasha and Malia's cousins.
Right.
I was told the fuck up at that age. Acne everywhere, just hair crazy.
My glasses were always crooked.
Always, because I was always falling asleep with them on and bending them or some shit. These kids look amazing.
So, they started, okay, so Charlie apparently learns how to code in summer camp. Shout out to
That's
the
what these
parents
kids are
and
learning
guardians
now.
Putting them into, programs and getting them interested in things and having them learn. Because the boy was already
things
like, okay, well, let's start making an app. She did some illustrations, I guess, of what she wanted it to look like. And he got it all coded up. Apparently, she went to Georgia Tech and was taking summer classes on entrepreneurship. And from there, pitched the app, which led them to a development company in Savannah. And now you can actually download the Not Okay app on iOS and Android devices. So apparently how this works is you input 5 contacts. Mm-hmm. And whenever you're feeling like you need emotional and or physical assistance, you just press a button and it sends out an alert to your contacts with your GPS location and a message that says, hey, I'm not okay. Please call me, text me, or come find me.
Which I love.
What I could have done with this app in life?
Yeah, right? I really, really love this because people who are in the throes of poor mental health or having a mental health episode probably are not going to be like, oh, let me call my closest friends and reach out to them and try to ask them for support. It's so much easier, especially in this day and age, to just pick up a phone and be like, fine, I'm pressing the button and leaving it up to them, which is just, I love it. It's so genius. So shout out to these kids,
and sometimes
man.
You don't know what to say, how to put things in words, or even want to have the energy or whatever to even do that. So sometimes it's just like, you know what, I'm going to push this button. And then...
And just so y'all know, it's like a bat signal, please assist this nigga down. Yes. Help me. So this is wonderful. This is such a great idea. And I just love it.
Shout out to Hannah and Charlie and all of the dope, awesome stuff that you're doing. And this is an amazing app and I'm inspired. Yeah. Downloading it now.
Me too. Shout out to you guys. Great work.
So this week in The Mess, aka Hot Tops and the Olympians, the Sea of Bottoms.
Oh my goodness. Well, that is fancy.
All right, so let's see what I missed / ignored over the past week.
It was ignored.
For the most part, yes. All right, so what the fuck is NDRE talking about?
Oh, I do not know, but it is funny.
So...
I was about to sing, but I decided to not.
We can just wait.
I mean, we can have a song conversation if you want to.
Songversation is sacred. You don't play around with.
This is very important. It is a reflection of my work, my body, my womb. You will not do this. You will not disrespect it for your jokes.
Jimmy Fallon, I guess, did some sketch on his show called Songversation.
Mm-hmm. With Justin Timberlake.
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
India Ari tweeted the following. Oh, God, it's a lot. God damn. Fuck, it's a lot. I hear the Jimmy Fallon show appropriated my sacred word, Songversation, last night for a skit. Just to be clear, I'm offended. This not what I have cultivated this word for. Nope.
Ma'am.
Nope.
Nope.
Scrolling through these hashtags is making me nauseous. Hashtag Songversation was not created as a place for Jimmy Fallon to make jokes. I demand that my life's work be respected. Do not toy with Songversation. Hashtag Soulbirds Worldwide.
Oh, no, ma'am. Your life's work? This album came out like 4 years ago.
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't either until she started hashtagging it, talking about it. I was like, girl, what?
I know it is not personal to you, Jimmy Fallon, but it is personal to me. Now that you know, please do not do that. There will be no dragging in my name. I'm not about that.
Oh, girl.
But I speak up for myself. Songversation is sacred. Respect it. Respect me. Then she just said again, rest my life's work. God, how many more are there? Songversation is the name of 2 of my albums and all of my performances since 2010. Those who have witnessed...
Again.
7 people.
Sis, right.
No, I demand respect. I'm glad you said this.
You didn't have to do that with her typo. You knew what she meant. You ain't shit. You ain't shit.
My stance is not that it was intentional. It is that it's offensive. I don't like it. I don't have to. And standing for myself is valid. Whoever rides with me, I'm grateful. Who doesn't, I'm cool with that too. But saying nothing, that doesn't serve my well-being. Thank you for your cool tone. Peace emoji.
I'm really loving this.
India, that's it, thankfully. I think I skipped maybe 3.
I mean, and all she really did was repeat herself
over and
continuously
over again.
Anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I just really want India Ari to understand that, like, Songversation was a cutesy little portmanteau long before her album came out. Like, people have been using Songversation as a word for a long time. And also just doing that thing that they were doing in the skit. So I don't really understand.
I didn't know that.
Well, that people be like Songversation, like just doing that as a thing, or well, I mean, I don't even think they have to. I just think that the word itself is one that I've certainly heard many, many times before our album ever came out. I don't really see how she thought that. I don't understand how this was offensive to her.
Right. While I've never heard it before like that or whatever, or I never even watched the skit, so I don't even know what.
Well, it's not like they were even making fun of India Ari's music.
I'm sure they weren't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That would make more sense if it was like Songversation, a thing to drag
an
India Ari with.
Parody, right?
Right.
But it just seems like a word to me that almost anybody could have come up with for whatever reason. Like, Songversation doesn't seem like so like left field and random and like cocoa butterish that only India Ari could have come up with this, and you clearly got it from her. Like, it sounds like something that like a 5-year-old would have made up for like a game they play in elementary school or something.
Like, I think that's probably where I heard it, at a daycare or something.
Right.
It's like you use song to teach kids stuff or whatever. Like, it is a very familiar concept.
Right.
So I just don't understand how she took this sketch and was like, oh, this is this is NBC being rude and disrespectful to me, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it. Like, girl, how?
I'm so lost.
Nobody even mentioned you. It's just because it's the same name as your album. It's not so rare that it would be like, oh, I can't believe somebody else used this. The title of India Arie's album that came out in 2013. Who even gave a shit about that album?
That's like if Beyonce was to call up Chick-fil-A and be like, I put out lemonade in the year 2000.
And you niggas still sell lemonade. Like, I didn't do that. Like I didn't create that.
I'm so confused, India.
It really doesn't make sense because offensive how? It wasn't a parody of anything you do. Nobody brought you up. It wasn't a sketch about like really shitty album titles or people we used to care about a lot musically and don't so much anymore. It had nothing at all to do with you, and yet you made it about you. I just don't get that.
I'm confused.
Oh, but you know, when people do things like this, we get to laugh about it on the internet and with our friends. So that's all I got out of it, was a couple of really hearty chuckles. Because at first I just saw the screenshots and I thought it was fake. I just knew it was fake. I said, why are y'all playing with India Arie?
Yeah, leave India
Leave that lady alone. Photoshopping fake tweets from her. She ain't do nothing to y'all, only to find out she was dead ass serious. So, all right, girl. Maybe she's still mad, and rightfully so, over being clowned the way she was at the Grammys that year. She and Alicia Keys were both nominated, and Alicia Keys got like 5 and she got like none. Maybe she's still in her feelings about that, but I think it's time to just let all that go and let God.
Whatever you're doing with yourself, India, I wish you the blackest.
The blackest?
I was going to say best, but that was a lie.
Look at you.
So people are still talking to me about this Martin nonsense, and I wish I would stop. Now, just because Tisha Campbell and Martin and Pam had lunch together somewhere in LA and took some cute photos for the blogs doesn't mean anything. I'm going hard, and I'm staying firm in my opinion
right
from before that it doesn't need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because, like, okay, here's what I would almost, maybe, perhaps tolerate.
Oh, God. All right.
A Martin film based around or after Tommy's funeral.
I agree.
Did we discuss this?
Well, I think we were talking about, yeah, I think we did. Something, I mean, they just can't do any kind of reunion without addressing Tommy.
Right.
I think it would be best to just do a movie and get the whole rest of the story out and tie up all the little loose ends. And we find out what happened to Big Shirley and Shanae and everybody else. And then it is over.
Just one hopefully well-written, well-shot dose of nostalgia and we're done. Like, maybe. Like,
right.
Maybe.
That would be better than the idea of bringing back a series.
No.
Multiple episodes, I'm just not with.
I just don't. No. And why not just leave Martin as what it is right now, which is pretty fucking cherished.
Right.
And just great for what it did when it fucking did it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Golden Girls every night. Okay, started before I was born
episodes.
And ended not long after I was. And I watched them shits all the time. They don't need to be
The Golden Girls did start before you were born.
1985,
wow.
I believe.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it was 85. Okay, never mind.
I think it ended like 91 or 92.
Yeah,
it had
92.
to be 92. So, like, there's never a moment where I'm just like, oh my God, they should bring the Golden Girls back. I miss it so much. I mean, obviously they can't, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't, there's no need for a spin-off, a reboot, a new anything. I can be a Golden Girl still watching the Golden Girls.
Right.
It is fine the way, it's still funny.
It is.
Leave it.
Just like a lot of people watch old Martin episodes and still are thoroughly entertained by them. Why not just keep it right there? Or living single, like we was just talking about. Like, everything does not have to be redone. It just don't.
One of the greatest parts about having a sitcom or something like that that did so well and that people love so much is knowing all of the lines and like
that's part of the fun of it,
bursting out into them randomly with your friends, or then having like kids, nieces and nephews, and then showing them the way of the living singles and the Martins and things before, and having all of the, like, I love the fact that there are really like kids that know Martin quotes and know Living Single and like all of that type of stuff. Maybe not many, but they're out there because the shit still comes on. There's no need for this. Now they talking about, they done got Nicole Laurie Parker acting up out here with Melinda Williams talking about, hey sis, what about a Soul Foods reunion?
No, Soul Food was already a movie that turned into a series. What the fuck more do we need?
But niggas liked Soul Food, the series.
I cannot say that I did.
I can't say that I did either.
But I also can barely, I don't think I kept up with it on a regular basis either. I can't say that I was just like tuning in every week to make sure I saw it, but.
No shade, I don't think I was old enough to be interested in that type of show.
Yeah, I don't think you would have been either. Like, that's a little bit, you was probably more into Power Rangers and shit like that. No, I'm sure you were.
Probably in my Dragon Ball Z era.
Right. So your anime,
but just
fight 'em up, shoot 'em up
drama.
Shit. I mean, and there was plenty of drama in Soul Food, the movie. Like, it was good enough as it was.
And I had definitely snuck and watched Soul Food, the movie, because my parents told me I wasn't supposed to, because Faith fucked the family.
Right. And so you wasn't supposed to.
Inappropriate.
Right.
But that made me want to watch it even more.
We had it on VHS, and my baby brother was like 2 or 3, so he was like super verbal, and me and my brother didn't really want to be bothered with babysitting, so we would just put the tape on and let him watch it, and then when it went off, rewind it and let him watch it again. So
great. He
was like 2 quoting so
Word.
And it was, really shitty guardianship on our part, but first of all, the kids need to learn.
I mean, sure.
And it's a good ass movie.
It is a good ass movie. Like,
we did the same thing with Men in Black. He was just going around cussing and quoting the movie, totally inappropriate, because I mean, it's just that damn good. So,
sidebar, do you remember Barbershop, the series?
No. Barbershop was a series also?
And like Ice Cube's character, I think, was played by Omar Gooding.
Okay, maybe I remember this being a thing, but like I definitely didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch it.
And I think it came on the same network that Soul Food, the series, did.
Okay. Well, I'm tired of the reboots, actually. Can we just stop? Can we just pause all the reboots?
Flex is also talking about bringing back one-on-one.
For what? For one-on-one?
I was like, you know what? Let's bring back half and half. Let's bring back all of UPN. Oh. You know what I want to see? 7th Heaven, 8th Heaven.
Okay. No.
I'm interested in watching
definitely not 7th Heaven. That's the Duggars.
A new MASH. I want them to bring back Charmed, Pete and Pete. Let's revive Eat Your Shorts.
Pete and Pete. Okay. Hey, dude, also then. What? Let's just bring it. In fact, the whole SNCC lineup. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Family Matters.
That would actually be lit.
Are You Afraid of the Dark scared the fuck out of me, because I was afraid of the dark.
Too.
And of Scary Stories.
Same. And I sat up there and I definitely watched Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh man, wasn't that just like a bunch of R.L. Stein stories? I could only
read... was Goosebumps.
Oh, Goosebumps. I could only read Goosebumps when the sun was up. I could not read Goosebumps after the sun went
Some
down.
Goosebumps books were dumb. Like, some of them were like, my hamster is the size of a skyscraper now.
Okay. Well, yeah, something like, ridiculous.
The deadly cheese. Like, what? Okay. But that fucking mask, the haunted mask.
Oh, right. Oh, nigga. See?
The haunted mask and that fucking dummy.
That was too much. Yes.
I couldn't.
Anything with dolls fucks me right on up.
Say Cheese or Die.
Oh, the camera one.
Yep.
Damn. Which was the one where the little girl had a doll, and every time she would like go to sleep or leave the room or something, the doll would be in a different spot, and then one day the doll just had a knife. The doll was like, I've given you so many. The fact that you didn't burn me after you threw me away and I still came back in this house, bitch, really? You had to see this moment coming. That doll was ready to slice that bitch apart.
Tia and Tamara, I think Tia and Tamara were on Are You Afraid of the Dark, though. And then one of them...
They probably did do an episode.
I think they were lizards.
Or maybe a few.
They were actually mutants.
I don't know, but that meeting of the Midnight Society used to fuck me right on up. Yeah. They threw that dust on the fire, and I'll be like, where's my mama?
It was like... I remember Are You Afraid of the Dark was like Tales from the Crypt, but I could get through the intro.
Ooh, Tales from the Crypt scared me too. The Crypt Keeper, nigga.
I couldn't get past the Crypt Keeper. Ask
he still haunts me.
My mama and or daddy.
Oh my God.
About when that nigga got to cackling in the introduction.
I would be like, well, good night, everybody.
I'm going to my grandma's house. Like, y'all are on that
I just
bullshit.
Googled him to make sure he really was scary, and he was.
No, that nigga was terrifying.
Oh, man. Why would it, I was about to say, why would anybody let me watch this? But they didn't. My mama absolutely did not let me
My family thought it was hilarious that I was scared of the nigga, obviously. Because when you're like watching it as a grown up, it's stupid. Like, if you watch clips of him now, you'll be like, what hothead ass motherfucker came up with this? But as a child, it was terrifying,
right?
Beside myself.
Yeah. I've always had trouble watching scary things.
I love horror movies now.
Oh no!
But
I can read horror books and thrillers. I can read them.
That's harder for me.
Oh no! I'd much rather read something fucked up and scary than watch it. Watching it will put the image in my head, and then I'll have nightmares about it.
But reading it, I create the images myself, so I feel like my brain is doing way more. Like I feel like my brain is more immersed in the horror when I'm reading. It's activating and like painting the scene. Whereas where I'm watching a movie, I'm just sitting there. And after you watch like enough horror films, honestly, they all have like the same routine and beat for the most part.
I don't like watching people die. I just don't. It scares me. It just fucks me right on up. Because the picture I'm going to come up with in my head while reading is not going to be as scary as the picture white men came up with when they put it on their TV.
Sure.
Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that fucked me up. Everybody else thought it was funny. Jeepers Creepers, also everybody laughed.
Jeepers Creepers was a little funny.
See, everybody laughed. I pissed. So, the nigga, they took his eyes.
I mean, that's where you start.
His eyes, nigga.
Where'd you get those peepers?
Oh, no,
like,
I can't. No. I don't like this conversation. Let's move on.
Well, Cardi B is having a great time in her career, although the girls just won't leave her alone.
She's trying. She's trying to have a good time.
On the successful side, she was in an Amazon commercial for the Super Bowl.
Hilarious commercial.
Where she's the voice of Alexa. They should do that for real.
They really should.
I mean, I would prefer a Trina one or Morgan Freeman or Lunel, Jennifer Lewis. Lastly, could they make an Eartha Kitt one?
Well, maybe if they have enough video or audio footage of her saying all these different words, but it's probably better if you have like a live voice to go in the booth and do whatever it is you gotta do.
Yeah, probably.
On a non-comedy side, I would love like a Solange Alexa or something like that. Like I would love to hear Solange's voice coming over my speakers like, girl, you know it's 30 degrees out there. Let's not even go outside. Let's stay home and roast some weed.
I want a Blue Ivy one that, like, when you ask it, like, hey, Blue Ivy, what's the temperature out right now? It's just like, no.
Leave me alone.
The answer isn't.
Open your app. Can you imagine?
So she's got that. She's going on tour with your friend.
Yes, Bruno's bringing the
24-karat
magic tour back. Yes.
Other than that one song, I feel like that's such a very different crowd.
For Cardi?
Well, I'm sure a lot of Bruno Mars fans love Cardi.
I think so also. Maybe not the majority, but quite a few. And also her verse on Finesse is so cute that people will want to hear it. Even the Bruno fans who don't care about her otherwise. So, I mean, really more than anything else, it looks like a great look for Cardi. Like, to be on tour with Bruno Mars, that nigga don't do nothing but sell out. So, that's great for her. And she was in a CR fashion book, too, with Zendaya.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Looking all fancy and special in that fancy special magazine. So
apparently she is just so busy these days, and so is her fiance, that they have to delay their wedding plans because they're always on tour and they're always working. And it's just, Lord. They need, time to be together. And it probably also doesn't help that Offset be shooting his dick around like those t-shirt cannons at WNBA games.
Okay. Did it have to be a WNBA games? No. I mean, we do like a free shirt, but still, I feel like that t-shirt gotta be everywhere.
Oh, also, apparently she was accused of being pregnant. I don't know why I use the word accused.
It's not like are you guilty?
Someone asked her, baby Offset on the way or not. She said, nope. Bitch, I'm just getting fat. Let me fat in peace.
Which, put that on my tombstone. Just let me fat in peace, please. I did not come here to argue with none of y'all. I read part of her interview that said she was just like kind of over being famous and preferred things a few years ago when she didn't have as much money because people are basically on her nerves and her life isn't hers anymore. And I was like, yeah, girl, like I could absolutely see that because you have had one hell of a rise. This past year and a half for Cardi B has been crazy. So I'm sure it is really overwhelming. But at the same time, I felt a little sorry for her. Like it must be, you know, that much more difficult to adjust to. Like maybe you just thought you was always going to be mid-level famous and people wasn't never really going to be in your business like they are now. But shit is different. So she has to adjust.
Yeah, she definitely does have to adjust. I feel like having, you know, more money, more access and things like that should definitely help you at least be like, okay, girl. I mean, you're still human. So people talking shit or saying things that are not true or judging you every corner of your life is probably going to at least, push you to want to say something or respond or confront people on things. But I also think that there are many times where past the moments I've been like, okay, Cardi, I get being pissed off about this and wanting to say something or telling that bitch to shut up or let me fat in peace. But there have always also been moments where I've been like, okay, girl, this wasn't worthy of a response or raising your blood pressure at all.
You could have let that rock. What she needs is a secret Instagram account where she can just take screenshots of everything that gets on her nerves.
I don't know which one.
Well, they all have them, but
the one that got caught.
Wait, I think you're talking about Kevin Durant, but that was Twitter,
that's the one I was going to say, but I wasn't sure if I was
so proud of you. Yes. But she just needs like a secret account that nobody but like her sister and her mama follows or whatever, where she can just let it all out, all the things that are getting on her nerves, because she's still, you know, doing too much, but she is a black girl. The fact that she actually had to spell out for you niggas that she is black is sad. She actually had to say, 2 white people fucking do not produce somebody that looks like me, which has me on the floor. But, you know, she's a black girl out here trying to make it and has been thrust into the spotlight. So I'm trying to give her a lot more space to fuck up because I know everybody else won't. Black women, the first ones to get wrote off when they do something wrong. So I'm trying to give Cardi some space, but, you know, it is what it is.
It is. It's just Cardi. That's just my baby Cardi. A group of, okay, so
how you gonna do one line of the best song and not do the rest of it?
I didn't want to like.
I used to know every word.
Who didn't?
Like every fucking word. That was my song. All of like 12 years old.
Yeah.
T-Bird, that's just my baby daddy.
And that horrendous video that was so good. I love that song.
Oh, blacks. Okay.
Okay, so Speech, who was an artist from an Atlanta rap collective by the name of Arrested Development.
Okay, yes, I'm aware.
From the 90s, posted the following on Instagram. It is a photo from the latest Rock Nation brunch. In the photo, you have Puff, Swizz Beatz, Jay-Z, of course, T.I. I can see Big Sean, a little portion of Yo Gotti, corner of DJ Khaled's face, Jim Jones' eyebrows.
All of this?
I think I see some other niggas in the back. Rappers. Caption says, a group of so-called successful, in quotations, black men, minus Khaled racially, who became rich and famous.
I'm sorry, is Khaled black in a way that isn't racial? Anyway. Let's just keep going.
Who became rich and famous from perpetuating the worst black stereotypes to the ears and eyes of the whole planet, like drug dealing, pimping, murdering other black men, and disrespecting black women. I know making observations is being a hater. Cheers. I love us for real. It doesn't say I love us for real.
I was about to say, you ain't shit. That is not the caption that I see.
Hashtag key perspective. I listen to many of these brothers' art and I respect certain things about them. But it is imperative that we don't lose sight of the simple truth. These men were congratulated by a white supremacist culture for degrading black men and women, portraying us as disposable as a cockroach within their lyrics. They taught and glorified the drug, pimp, prostitution, stripper, and gang game, and led many impressionable people down a path that they have paid heavily for. While these successful dudes got paid, this is not a diss. It's a reminder that all that glitters ain't gold. True black power is not this. It's despite this.
How is this not a diss, though? That's what doesn't make sense. Like, if this is your opinion, then that's fine, especially as somebody who was around in the earlier days of hip hop. You are certainly entitled to it. But to be like, this is not a diss, and then be like, these niggas only made it because they shit on black people, is like, it can't be both of those things.
To me, speech sounds thirsty, and that champagne in the photo looks real tasty.
Like, maybe he's just upset that he was not
there
or considered to be in the photo. I don't know, but it's just like, really? I don't...
Like, I feel like underneath all of this, whatever you're doing,
these words,
is like a point that you could maybe drag out here and polish up and like develop into something.
Right.
But this just, to me, I don't... Just like, because these niggas who are taking a picture together, like...
From perpetuating the worst black stereotypes. Most of these people were not perpetuating stereotypes as much as they were making art about their own lived experience, because these niggas grew up in what you are calling the worst black stereotype. Like, there's not a bunch of people who grew up in the suburbs and then decided to make gangster rap and was just fronting the whole damn time. Like, these are niggas who have sold drugs and shot niggas. So they're making art about their own lives, and then to be like, oh, so-called successful black men and, you know, not putting us out there as nothing but drug dealers and pimps and murderers and calling niggas roaches and all this other stuff. It's just like...
And do none of them ever do anything for the community in terms of like philanthropy or whatever?
Right. I'm not... Far be it for me to defend a black man, much less a rapper. Like... We all know I don't really be jumping up to defend these niggas at any given point. And I'm not even saying that Speech don't have his own point, but you can't put those two things together. Like saying all this stuff about them at first and then being like, oh, but this is not a diss. I'm just saying what I have to say. Like, no, you dissing the niggas in the picture, and it is what it is.
You're directly talking about them.
Like, and
you even said minus calorie.
Like, you're right. You said it. So stand behind it. Don't act like you weren't really trying to shit on them when you were. That's fine. And it's fine if you feel that way. You can have your opinion about it.
So here's where things got strange. So, okay. First of all, Puffy responded to it with some photo from the same party that was just him and Jay-Z. You know, he's selective with who's in his photographs. If it means cropping or photoshopping, face tuning your ass out.
And truly, I love it.
You have got to.
The fact that
am a fan.
Diddy will take a picture that everybody else has already seen, chop niggas out, and then re-upload it.
And then repost it.
Like, oh no, you weren't fitting the color aesthetic and you just weren't fitting the rich aesthetic.
No, get them out of there. Like, I hope that he
Where
has
did this
like,
nigga come from?
I hope he sends the photos to like an intern and has them do it like as the party is going on. And then
he
like,
probably does.
Like, I would love for like Puffy to do that shit while Fabulous or somebody is standing right next to him still.
You're like, oh, whew, she sent it.
Nigga,
Tasha sent it back all cleaned up.
I'm still here. Like,
yeah, and I'm speaking to you right here. I'm saying hi, hello to your face. Just because I'm not posting you on my Instagram does not mean we not cool.
Trust the vision. I feel like he would say
Let me do
like
this.
So he posted a photo of him and Jay-Z, and it had this real, you know, deep thing about changing the narrative and uplifting the black man. I don't know, whatever. It was just like a subtle, indirect response of, we're gonna do the right thing by the blacks.
Yeah.
Cool. So the reason I even heard about this is because Raven Simone reposted it on her Instagram.
Of course.
She reposted Speech's post. And then in her caption, it was just like 3 emojis, like one with a little, like, what's it called? A little Sherlock Holmes glasses.
Oh, the little magnifying glass
yeah.
thing? Okay. Wow. Oh, sis.
Whatever.
Now, you would think Raven-Symoné would be keeping it real cute with the internet because she's always half a step away from getting dragged.
Especially when it comes to any kind of racial discussion.
Right. Especially when it comes to anything, because we know how she likes to act almost in an elitist kind of, I'm one of these blacks, and if you all didn't act so blackly, then things wouldn't be so bad for you. Like, she very much has that air and attitude about herself. And didn't she... I feel like Raven she's not really the one for this. What happened to every country in Africa except one, and every country in Europe except one?
I think they had like an intervention of her with that.
Somebody must have, but see, Oprah tried to tell her when she was doing that interview, like, sis, the things you're saying, don't say this. They're going to get you online.
Well, she hasn't been on The View anymore, so she's mostly been, quiet and doing her Disney show, so I'll take it.
Oh, I thought she was still on The View. I don't know. I don't watch it regularly, so.
I don't either, but I've watched clips of it, especially last year during all of the Trump nonsense and stuff, just to hear the conversations and stuff.
I see her on Blackish whenever they need Dre's sister,
her to come in. So I guess she's just like, I'm going to do my TV thing and maybe share my opinion a little bit less. I don't know. Either way, point is, she reposted it. T.I. did the following. He posted one of these sepia-toned quotes that you niggas love. I don't know. It says, every saint has a past and every sinner has a future.
Really?
And then in the caption...
That's every prison nigga's favorite line.
I was going to say that is every prison nigga's tattoo.
And they get it put right underneath them praying hands and their grandmama's birthday.
Just put it on my collarbone.
Them wings on each side.
Right, on each side. Or flames or some shit.
Oh, niggas.
With a skull and crossbone right in the middle.
Yes.
So his caption, he tags Raven, and then it says, our sins ain't no greater than yours, ma'am. The air must be thin as hell up there on that high horse you sitting on. Somebody please let me know what the fuck up with Shawty. Raven later deleted the thing that she reposted, and then she posted like a miniature iOS press release, and it says, deleted my post because the comments were not something I want my underage followers looking at. I'm not deleting because I don't believe in what I said.
You could have just turned the comments off if that's how you felt about it, though.
Right.
Instagram lets you do that.
They've allowed you to do that for a while.
And Janae Aiko takes advantage of it a lot. And sometimes I be mad because I be wanting to stand under the pictures that she locked. But I
hate when I can't stand under a picture.
Right. But I get it at the same time. Sometimes you just want to post your picture and go.
I'm curious as to why T.I. responded to Raven and not to Speech. Because technically Raven didn't say anything. Like, she was agreeing or like co-signing, I guess. But I also don't understand why he chose to go after Raven instead of Speech, or like why not the both of them if that's really how you felt about it, because he's the one who said it and y'all are the rappers. So unless you count Raven's music career, being like, I can take all you niggas down. No. Don't act like you didn't love Little Raven-Symoné in her Tim's. I did. Written by Missy Elliott.
Oh my God. I love this so much. But anyway, I don't get why he would be bothered with Raven as opposed to just going straight to the source with this. Other than Raven is a much easier target because, niggas don't really fuck with Raven like that. And it's not like Speech don't have no point at all, or that it's like not a conversation worth having, because it is. It's just the fact that had he said it the way he did without including a picture of all these niggas and being like, these niggas is indicative of everything wrong with Black America or whatever, then, it would not have been
syndrome. It's like a point with a terrible approach.
Oh my God. There you go. You hit the nail on the head. It is a point with a terrible approach.
They have been shit. Like, Monique.
Don't do this.
Like, shit. Oh. It is so clear. And especially like when they released those Will Packer emails, that was for me the point where it was like, okay, you have officially like completed.
Wait, Will Packer emails? I don't think I saw those.
She released some emails between her husband and Will Packer, and like the very first one is basically Will Packer saying how I was rooting for her After everybody told me don't work with her because you're going to have to work with her crazy ass husband and they both like nuts and they're troublesome and just don't do it. And he did anyway because of how talented she is. And he specifically that series of emails made it clear to me that Sydney is a big part of the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like the only one. I'm sure he's probably like the only one representing her right now. But whatever back and forth or whatever he's been doing as representative of her, I feel like is a big part of the problem, because the email that was like he sent in response was so like, Monique, stop.
Please stop.
Tell Sydney to go sit down, watch the twins,
fire your husband, please,
write an hour, and take it on tour. That's it. Like, I just don't
think your husband needs to be running your business, because it's clearly
need to be doing nothing.
I think it's almost certainly more of him and his antics and ways that is turning people sour more than anything else. I just wish the whole thing with the Queen's Court had panned out and hadn't had to just.
You know what? Let me
like
tell you why I believe in Christ the King. Because he showed up.
It would have been everything. No, it would have been everything.
From the moment
it would have been
that I saw that Monique was like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it, my babies. I love us all, for real."
I was like, Monique, everything.
Monique.
No, it would have been greatness.
And God came through and was just like, error 404.
I felt for Madison. I did, because you could tell she was really looking forward to it. She was prepared and ready for it, and she wanted it to be, nicely done and all this. I felt for her, because to just see them having so many technical problems, and then Kaya's stank ass just getting up and leaving like, oh, well, girl, deal with it on your own. Just leaving her there to deal with the tech problems and all that. And meanwhile, Monique is on Periscope the whole time. Looking like an auntie. You know how aunties always be on FaceTime, but only from the neck up, because they don't know how to position the phone right. That's exactly what she looked like. So like the whole thing, like them leading up to it and Monique being on Periscope, I was starting to get excited, even though it was late as fuck, because I was like, I do want to see the Queen's Court interview Monique about this. So I do want to see that happen, but
I am just so glad for God.
The internet in Oklahoma just would not let it. Just wouldn't let everything be great.
Praise the Father.
Wow, you are a hater. That would have been so entertaining.
The thing is, I really, really fucking love Monique, like as a comic. You know what? That. And I appreciate everything else she's done as an entertainer as well, acting and everything else and what have you.
Right.
I want for her to stop so bad. I just want for her to stop from like the beginning with the, I'm asking y'all to boycott Netflix.
Okay. Well,
no. Okay. Well, I could stop you here and let you know that I love Us for real too.
Also.
But I also love my Netflix.
I need my Grace and Frankie, girl. What is you doing? I can't just be turning that off.
70% of us are signed in on somebody else's account. We don't have anything to boycott. We're not paying for this.
I can't ask my mama. Do she want to stop paying $8.99 a month?
Mama, we're boycotting for Monique. Get off my phone.
Like, okay, great. So that means I can remove you as a user on my. Okay, so I'll be changing my password then, and you can boycott Netflix all you want to, because you won't be logging into my account no more.
Look, just deleted you. Boycott begins. There you go. Your boycott starts now,
You know what? This is
You no
great
longer have
news,
Netflix.
because you was signing in and fucking up my recommendations. So
Absolutely.
This is no problem.
The pits.
That's why I don't share my password.
Like, I won't do it.
I would let my ex watch my Netflix, not even sharing passwords, just, at my house and you using my TV. So you're watching whatever you want to. And all these crazy TV shows that I would never in my life, movies and shit that I would never watch.
The front of my face.
All up in my recommendeds. Why? I do not watch shit like this.
I'm not watching this.
Giving my gentle, funny white people on all my gentle, funny white shows, and let it be that. I am not watching that other shit.
I love how blacks, I'm trying to think of a name for this organization.
Oh, no.
Blacks United in Fuller House fandom.
Oh, yeah. All four of y'all.
What is that? Buff? Blacks United.
But yes.
You ignore the N.
Yeah. You could just put an H in between them two F's. It's fine. It's still buff. The H is silent.
Right.
Yeah. It's buff.
There you go. So y'all niggas who came together as a large conglomerate to tell us how much you start.
It's all of 10 of y'all.
Maybe. Like, that was gracious.
I really want to call out our friend who loves this show, but I'm not going to shame her like that. I don't want y'all tweeting her and being in her Instagram comments about it.
I just don't get it.
It's not good, but whatever. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, we was never gonna be boycotting Netflix, Monique. We was never gonna be
that was already never gonna happen. And so you didn't even really get the response that you would have liked from the community. You know what I'm saying? White people continue to not give a shit. And then, it's just has been even worse because now it's just like, well, I hate that bitch and I hate that bitch over there too. And I hate that bitch, but I love all of us. And them too. For real.
And you need to believe it. I bet white people don't even know something is going on with Monique.
At all.
Even if you did get all the niggas to boycott Netflix,
they probably just think it's a Black Lives Matter thing.
I was going to say, not that they wouldn't notice a drop, but would it even be enough for them to go out of business? I don't know that it would. It's probably plenty of whites and Asians and every damn body else using Netflix. Somewhere they don't even really, we're a pretty small percentage of the overall population, at least over here in America, so.
Niggas not watching Netflix for however many months they commit to it, weeks. If they do.
Mine is a monthly. And look, girl, when you put out your video, my $9.99 or whatever had already came out. So I at least was not going to be cutting it off that month.
I mean, I don't know what you think this is. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
And I totally agree that you should have gotten more money, but it's like she just stop now. Now is enough.
I really wish it had happened with the Queen's Court. I really do. I really wish, if for nobody else than Madison. I wish Madison had the opportunity because she was clearly so prepared. Her makeup was everything. Hair was ready. Titties was busting as always.
Right.
And she was just you could tell she was super prepared, super excited, and really upset.
Because that probably would have been their biggest.
Huge for them.
Yeah.
Right. Huge. People who never paid attention or heard of the Queen's Court before probably would have tuned in and found them interesting, or, to say the least. So.
At the very least.
Because I have to say, I don't watch it religiously every Monday, but when I do catch the Queen's Court, they be. I thought we was on one. But
they cut up.
They do.
Down.
And that's how Kaya is. Kaya's stank and always has been. And that kind of stank attitude, that persona is why niggas love her. So. Which
I don't get.
I mean.
It's actually Madison. I feel like Madison not only makes the show because she's funny, but I think that she softens the fact that Kaya is clearly a hater.
Right.
Because when Kaya goes into those random rants where she just be hating.
Terrible things.
It is Madison's reaction to what she's saying that makes it funny anyway. So you don't even really listen to what the bitch talking about. You laughing at Maddie's face.
Right.
So she makes it palatable.
Oh, we're not going straight to hell for
not that they both don't say funny shit. They both got plenty of jokes for days.
Right. And Kaya definitely, I'm not saying she doesn't have her moments. It's not that I don't find her funny. Entertaining. Right. It's just Kaya can be a whole lot of just this little Negro-ness of negativity. And
she said she was going to kick the lupus out of K. Michelle.
See, that is just the type of shit you do.
With a sanctified foot.
Of all the things I have said about K. Michelle, and you niggas have listened to this show, we've never been nice. But lupus, never. I would never even begin to joke about somebody having or making that a punchline. I would never do that to K. Michelle because it's just a line of decency that I feel like most of us don't cross, where Kaya's just bitch, fuck that line and fuck you too.
What are you talking about? I am the line.
Funky Dineva actually put out a really good video summing up the whole thing and talking about the situation with the Queen's Court. Y'all should go watch that if you haven't already. But yeah, it was just too bad it didn't happen because I was kind of looking forward to it.
I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah, I can tell you are a hater. Very glad that it didn't happen. But
what did happen is that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Hootie-hoo!
You guys are welcome. I feel like I provided a bit of my good luck energy.
How?
Because I tuned in and I rooted for the team that won.
Oh, okay. Well, I was... Okay, no, you're right. It was because of you. I was wondering, did you chant or?
No, I watched.
I'm surprised you watched the Super Bowl, honestly. Like, you said, you paid attention to the game?
So, like, when you say the game,
all right,
like, how much?
Well, it was a good game is the thing. Okay. So the fact that you're asking me how much lets me know you really, what was you doing? Eating nachos and watching for the commercials or vaping? Because you wasn't.
And Popeyes.
I knew it. I knew you wasn't watching that damn game.
I watched like the last 4 minutes.
Okay. Well, it was actually a really good game.
And for the majority of it, I was looking back and forth to the screen to check the score. So technically, I watched it.
All right. Well, I rooted for the Eagles also just because I was so heavily praying for the Patriots to win last season, and they really don't need another Super Bowl. What, they have plenty. So
you were only heavily praying for them to win last year because of your fiery, passionate hate for the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh my goodness. Yes, friend. That's right. And actually the theme of the Super Bowl party was happy birthday 28-3. You know, I bought a little one cake topper because it's my baby's first birthday, and everybody came over.
Your baby being the Atlanta's losing the Super Bowl. Atlanta's.
Yeah. Atlanta losing the Super Bowl again, because it was not the first time they lost the Super Bowl. Okay. But them losing it again. And then also like blowing the lead the way they did. I mean, it was a 25-point lead, my nigga. How do you lose a 25-point lead in a quarter? Goddamn. So just the joy that I felt that night. Every year for the Super Bowl, the theme of my Super Bowl party is going to be happy birthday 28-3. Next year she's turning 2. So I don't know what colors I'm going to do.
Well,
or
what
decorations.
Happens if the Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl in the future?
Well, 28-3, just because you have another game doesn't mean 28-3 dies, first of all. Okay. And secondly, I don't think the Atlanta Falcons will win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. So I'm just not going to worry about that.
All right.
I'll be celebrating my baby 28-3 for the rest of my life and enjoying her. Okay. But because I was so firmly on the Patriots side last year and the Lord came through for me, super clutch. Thank you so much. I just felt like I needed to redirect that energy towards Philly. You know, black people, right. Will Smith, never won a Super Bowl before. It's like, why not? So right. Yes, I rooted for the Eagles and I was super, super glad that they won. Congrats, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I also rooted for the Eagles because black people and Ishkabibbles. And
oh yes, Ishkabibbles another good reason. Also Rocky.
Yes.
Good movie.
I felt like, Meek Mill could use a little bit of joy.
Oh my God.
And
his message from prison, I actually felt for him.
I did too.
Like, damn.
Like, fuck.
That is just fucked up.
Can you imagine how wasted Meek Mill would have been getting that night?
Right? Just
so unfair.
Oh, he would have been at the Super Bowl. Right. There ain't no doubt in my mind. He would have been in Minneapolis freezing his ass off.
Why did one of you niggas say, like, Philly finna be so lit them niggas might break Meek out themselves?
Low-key would not have been surprised if one of the guards was like, psst. Hey, nigga.
I'm gonna bust out all the lights in about 30 seconds.
Somebody gonna be at the back with the door propped open. You just run.
Well, congratulations. Oh, and also, Donald Trump apparently likes that white man. So.
Yeah, he likes Tom Brady. Tom Brady apparently is a fan of his. I did not enjoy rooting for the Patriots. I need that to be known. It's not that I was a Patriots fan.
No, it's just your
anybody
for
but
the Falcons. Greatly
That's
outweighs.
right.
Okay, and that's fair.
That's right. Anybody but the Falcons, the Browns, anybody. I don't care.
Okay.
Anybody.
All right.
That's how I feel about it.
Well, that is something that happened. They won. Congratulations to Philly and all of that. Another thing that happened at the Super Bowl was a halftime show, apparently.
Oh, God. I had to think about who performed.
Now, that's saying something, isn't it? Now, I didn't even know that Justin Timberlake was the halftime performer until like the day of. I had just gotten back from the dispensary. I was actually on my way back to the hotel, and I had this older man who was a driver. I think he was from Dallas originally. And he was like, "Are you watching the game tonight?" And so I just pretended to be Trade for like 15 minutes. And I was like, yeah.
I wish I had been present for this.
And told him I was rooting for the Eagles, and he was like, he's just so tired of everybody calling Tom Brady a god. And he used the word cracker maybe 5 to 6 times.
Okay, sounds like one of my uncles.
Right.
I like him.
So after that whole ride and everything like that, I was like, okay, I know who I need to be rooting for. But he told me.
I love that you needed this man to tell you while you were fronting like you already knew.
I mean, I wasn't fully aware of who was playing.
Yeah, no, I didn't think you did. I didn't think you knew.
So when he said Patriots, I was like, oh, yeah, well, the other team is who I'm going for.
You're a black ass.
That was the same conversation where I found out about Justin Timberlake performing anyway. So apparently when I got back to the hotel, Sunday was Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. Mm-hmm. Because we're never going to let our queen go out like that.
Right.
And we'll never forget. Justin, we remind you every time we get a chance.
Mm-hmm. Like, what happened with Janet, whether it was deliberate or not, I think maybe we will never really know. I don't know. But the handling of it afterwards was abysmal. And the fact that she, lost out on opportunities and was shunned and can never perform at the Super Bowl again, but he can, is like, really? What the fuck?
Right.
So I was all for Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. It's actually Janet Jackson Appreciation Lifetime, but let's have a day. Yes, of course.
There were apparently rumors that Janet was going to be performing at the Super Bowl.
I think niggas just made that up.
Of course they did. So Janet posted the following on her Instagram. It's just quick little sermon. It says, to put to rest any speculation or rumors as to whether I will be performing at the Super Bowl tomorrow, I will not. Thank you for your support, and I do look forward to seeing you all very soon. Janet. I'm 98% sure that they are currently selling Janet Jackson t-shirts that say I will not on it with her face on it.
Maybe so.
Because it was the crispest way of just saying, tuh!
I'm not going to pop up and do a little nothing with Justin. It won't be a hug and a big reconciliation. I will not be there. Do you have your tickets for Essence Fest? I'll be there. I'm on the, right there, top build, actually. First line, first word. So you could go to EssenceFest.com and get your tickets. I will see you guys. But no, I won't be there.
I heard Cardi B said she wouldn't perform at the Super Bowl until Colin Kaepernick was playing in the NFL again.
The question was, no shade, but who asked you to perform in the Super Bowl?
Well,
no shade. No shade. Because most artists don't have the catalog or the hits to perform in the Super Bowl. Period. So that's not even me trying to shit on Cardi B. It's just, girl, you just got here and you have 1.5 songs that white people might know. It's not enough. So, but I appreciate the sentiment. Absolutely.
Same.
And a lot of people boycotted the NFL all season and the Super Bowl altogether because of the way they've done Colin Kaepernick. So,
right.
And nothing wrong with that. Cause fuck the NFL. What?
So about this, Prince situation. First of all, I'm not even someone who has this giant disdain for Justin Timberlake or whatever. If the song's good, the song's good. If it's not, it's not.
I mean, the 2020 experience was just fucking good.
Yeah.
It was fucking good.
It really was.
Not part 2, but part 1.
Part
everything.
1. Part 1 alone. Just part 1.
So good.
Future Sex, Love Sounds, whatever that album was
that
called.
Also.
Really enjoyed that.
Really loved Justified.
I really loved Justified.
That was my shit.
Don't know how I feel about this album, but what I've said, I said. However, I feel first of all, his performance to me was boring up until the Prince part. And that was already bad enough. There were a few people that they could have done that, and I would have been this is the moment of the performance if nothing else was good, at least the Prince part. For Justin, it just made it worse. It was almost like when Katy Perry brought out Missy.
Oh, God. And then Missy was gone and was like, so we back to you?
I was like, oh, well.
Well, now this blows.
And that's exactly how I felt I rolled my eyes to the whole Prince moment or whatever, but I was like, at least it's a Prince song. And then he started singing that horrendous fucking song that's from Kids Bop or whatever.
Oh God,
that I hate
ended
with
it
all
with
of
the
my
troll
life.
song. I was so mad. I said, really? You couldn't have ended it with Mirrors? Mirrors was the perfect song to go back on. Why the fuck?
It's bad enough that you resurrected our icon against his motherfucking will, but then you take him out and follow it with a troll soundtrack song?
I would say I was not mad.
How dare you?
I was not mad at the Prince thing because, first of all, at least it was not a hologram, which Prince was very much against and spoke publicly about. It would have been much worse because Prince said, you know, just let me die. Don't do that demonic bullshit.
Please.
And also, don't do it to me either. I don't know why you guys would ever want to hologram me, but just please don't. Just don't. But the fact that the Super Bowl was in Minneapolis, to me, means you can't not put a Prince thing in there. Like, you can't not have something to do with Prince in your Super Bowl halftime show when you're in Prince's city. And then the graphic came on and it was like the whole city of Philadelphia lighting up purple, or Philadelphia. I'm so sorry. The whole city of Minneapolis lighting up in purple and all that. So I was like, okay, yes, a Prince moment, because this is Prince's city and Prince has one of the best, if not the best halftime shows of all time. Like, that nigga performed Purple Rain in the rain. That you will never, bitch, what? Please. So I felt like it was fitting. Like, yes, you should have had a Prince moment. I didn't need you trying to duet with Prince. You should have shut the fuck up or, you know, played the piano and just hummed or some shit in the background and let Prince sing. But a Prince moment, I think you kind of had to do it in Minneapolis. So that didn't bother me. But that troll song, the fucking worst. I hate it. I don't care how many children love it. That song is really bad and it just irks and grates every time. I was so mad that he didn't just end on the Mirrors. I was just so mad. Why? Ugh. Anyway.
I gave it 2 belches out of 4.
I was bored for almost all of it. Except the Prince part, truly was. And a friend of mine was there and took video and was like, all them niggas jumping up and down you see going crazy, that's just down on the field for the cameras. The people in the stands were all sitting down quiet as fuck.
Got it.
Not giving one single damn about Justin Timberlake.
Like, what?
So, and apparently Janet saw a rise in streams after the Super Bowl, which is just, I feel like that's perfect.
One of Beyonce's Super Bowl boots was more entertaining than all of Justin Timberlake's performance.
Bruno Mars, I know you don't like him, but his Super Bowl halftime show was way better.
I agree. And funny enough,
even Lady Gaga's.
I feel like Justin to me is almost like Bruno but white. The reasons that Bruno gets on my nerves, Justin does the same things, but he's Caucasian. I feel like it's easier for people to digest it when it's Bruno because he's brown.
That's true. Because Justin definitely, especially in the beginning, when he was still with NSYNC even, he would make little comments like, I'm a black man born in a white man's body. Or he would, pick out his little short curly hair and try to act like it was an afro. And Justin even said, that he thought he was black for a while with the cornrows and everything. He was doing a lot. And then when he transitioned to his solo career, he made a big name for himself off of being like a white Usher. So that is a perfectly valid criticism of Justin Timberlake.
I just feel like it's pandering when you're doing the whole like, oh my gosh, I just appreciate this sound so much and it's just what I grew up on. And you can call it Southern all you want to. I mean, it's black music, because all of the reasons you love Southern music is because of black people. But anyway.
Right.
And then it's like, oh my goodness, look at all of the icons and the people before us. You have to do it. It just feels like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's the same thing that Bruno Mars does it. It's just Justin doesn't do it as well, and him being white probably don't help.
And I'm going to let you feel that way. I am biased because I do like Bruno, and I do give Bruno a big pass.
I'm not saying their music is the same.
Yeah, no, but your justification for why you don't like them is very similar. And I'm going to just let you have it.
I don't really dislike either one of them. I'm just saying what they do that gets on my nerves.
Okay.
Is the same.
Well, then That is fine. I will let you have it. But
Bruno is almost worse because
that little pint size nigga. I love him.
Leather short sets.
Yes, it's everything.
And Carl Kanai.
He tweeted the NFL and said they have an opportunity to put a bunch of Atlanta hip hop artists on stage next year. I was
just like, shut up. I don't know. It just.
See, no, I appreciate when people with privilege use that privilege to uplift those who really do deserve the spotlight. The NFL, maybe not the NFL itself, but people in general will pay attention to it because Bruno Mars said it. And with the Super Bowl being in Atlanta, it's no excuse to not have Outkast or whoever else on the stage. It's just no excuse. So he's not wrong about that. And it's a lot of Atlanta artists.
I didn't say he was wrong. You just get on my nerves.
But you clawed the mic.
It's so annoying.
Ugh, no, I love him.
Okay, let's very quickly talk about some of the worst things that Quincy Jones said in these interviews.
These interviews are life. Fuck you talking about. What you mean worst things? It's nothing but best things. I want to be 85 years old. I want to get there and just see what I have to say.
Quincy Jones has apparently got a whole bunch of fancy black things coming up in Quincy Jones land. He did an interview with GQ and an interview with Vulture and said some outlandish things, including that Frank Sinatra tried to hook him up with Marilyn Monroe, but Marilyn Monroe had, quote, a chest that looked like pears, man.
Which I don't even... What? It looks like pears.
He said the motherfucker couldn't sing, talking about Elvis Presley, that he used to buy dope off of Malcolm X. Prince tried to run over Michael Jackson with a limo at a James Brown show. That Bubbles bit Rashida Jones when she was a baby.
I feel like I heard that story before.
Michael Jackson used to steal everything because he was greedy. Music.
Took everybody's music.
Yeah.
That's apparently.
Apparently he knows who assassinated JFK.
Which is his answer was a common theory.
Yeah.
Like that's been going around for a while. So
Googleable.
Right. Apparently he knows some shit about Hillary Clinton, but he did not say that out loud.
That's what I wanted.
I really wanted him to say.
Because what didn't you say, nigga?
Right. Oh, let's not forget Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando.
We're getting there.
Oh, okay. I got a big...
He said that the Beatles were the worst musicians in the world.
He dragged them niggas.
Like,
it's so... If you haven't read these, you have to just Google Quincy Jones GQ, Quincy Jones Vulture, and read these interviews because they're life.
He called Trump a crazy motherfucker, saying limited mentally, a megalomaniac, narcissistic. I can't stand him. I used to date Ivanka, you know. Vulture.
So gross.
Wait, really? I love that it just says, wait, really? He was 72 and she would have been 24.
Yeah, I went back and added it like, were you dating? I don't think you were dating. I think y'all had a date or a meeting. But the thought of them being like in a...
He said, 12 years ago, Tommy Hilfiger, who was working with my daughter, said, Ivanka wants to have dinner with you. I said, no problem. She's a fine motherfucker. She had the most beautiful legs I ever saw in my life. Wrong father, though. So then he also says that...
It was so much, yeah. It was so much. He said, you niggas, he dragged everybody's music. He only likes maybe 6 artists. Everyone else is trash.
I did clearly enjoy his comments on Taylor Swift.
But he said he liked Bruno. He said Bruno was one of the ones doing it right. Just saying. He said it.
Wait, okay. Okay. I'm not even saying that, like, of course. Fine. Bruno Mars is super talented. He said that Marlon Brando used to fuck anything. He said he'd fuck a mailbox.
He'd fuck a mailbox.
And then he named James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye, saying that I guess he fucked all of them.
Right.
And apparently Richard Pryor's widow spoke to TMZ or told somebody earlier today that he didn't in fact sleep with Marlon Brando. And then she said something about back then with Quaaludes and stuff, What did she say?
Niggas
you
was
would
fucking
fuck like a
everything.
soapbox or something like that,
and send it
flowers in the morning.
A radiator or something.
Yeah, she said a radiator, and
which cracked me up.
I did laugh at that as well.
But it just makes me think, wow. So like 50s and 60s and I guess early to mid 70s or maybe all of the 70s, y'all niggas was just out here.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could really reach into like a discussion on sexuality, but I won't do that with y'all today. I know you hate that.
Oh, well, I mean, I know how you feel about Richard Pryor just as a comedian, so.
I didn't feel no kind of way about that. Like, none of that was surprising.
Right. No, I didn't. Well, I didn't think you would, but I can think of a whole bunch of aunties and uncles who are going to be in their feelings.
What? Oh my God.
Even though Richard Pryor himself had all these jokes that maybe y'all thought was purely jokes, but they was based in truth like a lot of jokes are.
Like, I wasn't surprised by any of the people that he named having encounters with
especially
men
James
before.
Baldwin, what?
Maybe with one another. I was a little taken aback by that.
The thought of Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor fucking had never crossed my mind. Not ever.
I just want to know who was topping.
You know, and I felt like it was inappropriate to ask, but deep in my spirit, I think the first time Marlon was the top. I do.
You do?
Yeah, and I think Richard Pryor went back
situation.
for a second. Well, and I feel like he had to be verse, right? He was bi. Or maybe he was just fucking everything.
Right.
and didn't have a sexuality.
Verse.
That's true. That is a very good point.
I mean, that's just less fun. Depending on how you feel about it.
Okay, well, you know what? But this is
what I'm saying is
expertise.
And niggas today have been filling my timeline with old photographs and video of Marlon Brando to remind people that he was quite a looker, I guess.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, but who didn't know that Marlon Brando was fine as fuck?
I don't know.
I can't say that if he didn't ask me to fuck, I wouldn't have done it also.
I'm like, I was waiting for you to find your way up here.
Didn't Eartha Kitt have a threesome with James Dean and who was that other fine white man Eartha Kitt had a threesome with?
I don't know what you talking about.
Oh, yes. When was this?
I just don't understand why Quincy felt like, you know what, I'm just going to let off these rounds.
Paul Newman, who was also fine when he was young.
Okay.
And James Dean. I'm like, yes, get it in.
So I'm not really sure exactly what this was about. If he just had maybe like some scotch or some Henny and was like, you know what, I'm 85.
He said he ain't drank in 2 years. He's sober and he feels 19 again. So it was the exact opposite. He got off of everything and was like, it's time to tell the truth.
He was chasing around 24-year-olds at 72.
God, that is gross. Ugh, the thought of anyway, I don't want to go there mentally, but I found the interviews to be delightful and I am looking forward to seeing whatever he's putting out with Oprah in a couple months or whatever it is. I think that whole, older Black person, especially somebody who has been such a huge part of not just Black history, but music and has been so influential in so many ways, that person's story is almost guaranteed to be like riveting and something everybody wants to pay attention to. There's a benefit to outliving everybody else you ever knew. You get to be the old one telling all the stories.
Well, I mean, there's that. That's it this week for our Hot Tops. We're going to take a break and finally move the fuck on.
Hey guys, 2 very dope Black queens are coming to HBO, so make sure you gather around the TV and prepare yourself for Jessica Williams and Phoebe Robinson, aka 2 Dope Queens. They are bringing their hit comedy podcast to HBO in a series of 4 comedy specials that started last Friday, February 2nd. It's directed by Tig Notaro, and each special features them dishing on topics like Coco Khaleesi's, dating white people, I don't know nothing about that, sex, New York living, which borough has the best pizza, and so much more. They'll also be showcasing some of their favorite stand-up comedians and chatting with people like Jon Stewart, Sarah Jessica Parker, Titus Burgess, and Uzo Aduba. So make sure you check out 2 Dope Queens weekly on HBO starting February 2nd at 11:30 p.m. That's running all through Black History Month. So check them out and let's move on.
All right, so we're back, and it's time for our listener letters.
Yes, send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may just read them aloud on the show. 2 quick questions to start us off. Are you caught up on Drag Race? Any opinions, etc.? I saw last week's episode, but not the ones right before it, so I will stay mostly out of this.
I am the opposite. I saw the ones before it, and I missed last week's.
So you missed Milk in that Celine Dion thing.
I did.
You did.
I actually saw like when they all got the diva that they were supposed to portray, and then Thorgy started bitching because she got Stevie Nicks. But then I literally had to go to the airport.
Oh, okay. Well.
So yeah, I'm just.
Do you have a favorite queen? Somebody you're rooting for overall?
As of right now, I like Ben de la Creme. I like Trixie is really funny, but I want BB to win again.
Okay.
I do. I don't even know why they brought that bitch back, to be honest with you. I'm like, why the hell would they put the number one, like, first winner, black bitch, complete slayer in here and give me this anxiety? I want that bitch. She should have been a fucking judge.
Okay.
I think I want BB to win. I also really love Shangela, so I like most of the cast for All Stars 3. I would have loved it if Shea Coulee could have been in this, and I heard that Kimchi was asked to come back but declined for personal reasons or something like that. But I don't feature Milk, and I'm not a fan of Aja.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it right there. And then the other question, have you played something called Uncharted Lost Legacy?
No, but I played all the other Uncharted. I just haven't gotten to that one yet.
Okay. Well, apparently the leads are two women of color.
Yep.
Is it like that in all the Uncharteds?
No, typically Uncharted is a white man named Nathan Drake you're playing as.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think that you ever really get to control anybody else.
Nice. Okay.
But one of the women from Uncharted 2 is the lead character, and then this black chick who is in part 4 is like your partner in it. So it's like a spin-off in a way. Is
this a game I would like, or is it a bunch of shooting and stuff?
It's a bunch of shooting and shit.
Okay, no, never mind. All right, so our first question this week comes from Sean, who says, started as a top, now he verse.
Work.
And I'm turned off.
Oh, don't work. Quit.
Hi, Crystal and Kid Fury. I met this guy on Jacked, and he told me he was a top. We talked, got close, fucked, and all that good stuff.
On all that good stuff.
One day he hit me up and told me that he wanted to have a threesome with me and another guy. I asked who the guy was, and he told me it was his best friend, so I said, okay. Fast forward to the friend coming to my house, and we started talking as we waited for the dude, Marvin, to come. When Marvin showed up, I noticed he was acting really awkward towards this best friend. Like when he sat down, he turned his body away from him and wouldn't even make eye contact, which I thought was weird. Anyway, we started doing the deed, and Marvin's best friend was having trouble staying hard, so I was sitting there thinking I was doing something wrong. After about 20 minutes, Marvin said he had to go to work in the morning and decided to leave, but the best friend stayed. So we talked and ended up having sex. This time he got really hard and stayed hard, so that's when I realized that Marvin was the problem, not me. After we had sex, we were laying up and talking, and I asked him why he was having issues staying hard when Marvin was there, and he told me that he was lost because Marvin didn't give him head or touch him or anything. So I said, what? And come to find out, Marvin and this guy are not best friends, but Marvin is his bottom. And the best friend thought he was going to top the both of us.
Okay.
Are you following me?
I think so.
Okay. Now I'm turned off because Marvin presented himself to me as a top, but to find out that he loves dick ruined my whole image of him.
Oh, God.
So I have stopped talking to him. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Thanks, Sean. Now, I picked this question because I felt like this goes a little bit over into gay male territory that I am not familiar with the whole bottoms not being attracted to verse niggas might actually like dick, even though it seems like there's two dicks involved anyway. So doesn't everybody like dick? So I don't know.
No.
So this is for you.
Oh, so okay. All right, great. So I guess I've got to,
Well, so because to me that does. Like, okay, so lesbians. We have our studs, dykes, for those of us who are women who like women. The rest of you can't say dykes, right. But anyway. And then we have femmes or, people somewhere in the middle or whatever. And like, true. Usually studs are the only ones to like strap up or whatever. But it is not unheard of for femmes to do the same thing or use a dildo on a stud or even just finger them or whatever. Like, that's not like, my God, I can't believe she likes, you know, penetration and head at the same time. Because bitch, you don't. Right? So to me, this is a little weird to be like.
I'll tell you what I think it is. Or what I'm almost certain that it is. It's more of a mental thing, and I think that it has a lot to do with the attraction to masculinity more than just like genitals or stimulation. Like, it has a lot to do with it. And for whatever reason, a lot of y'all feel like taking a dick makes you less trade or masculine. Like, he said it ruined the image he had for him because I guess he just thought he was like.
You thought he was just some nigga
top.
Who would never ever let dick in his butt, and so it just fucks you up that he did.
I just think that for whatever reason, I think it has a lot to do with the way that gay men view bottoms. Like, it's the role of the woman or the more female one, or just being submissive is this, that, and the third. And so his image of this guy has now been tainted, I guess, because he's finding out that he likes dick too or whatever. I mean,
okay. So this is like a common thing. This isn't like exclusive to Sean or anything.
I don't know. I would say it is not exclusive to Sean. I don't know how common it is, but I know that a lot of niggas would probably be turned off if they found out that someone they believe is a strict top was verse. Not even just like a bottom or just preferred one or the other. Like, if he every now and then liked some dick or whatever, or wanted you to top them, it would be like, oh no.
Oh, okay.
I cannot.
So is it more about him?
I hope I'm explaining this well.
Is it more about Sean being an exclusive bottom and like not ever being willing to top this nigga?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And you can certainly write in and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that that's what it is.
Okay.
I think it's more so how he views the guy he thought was just a top, or his top, since I guess, you know, we're talking about property. You know, he looks at him differently now. Okay. And probably he looking at him as one of the girls. And I just think that that's dumb.
Even if, let's say he identifies as verse, but he's exclusively a top with you, that still ruins the image. Just knowing that occasionally he does like to grab his ankle.
For some niggas, maybe.
Wow.
Not for all of them.
Because I could understand being turned off by like being asked to be the dick dealer. Like, I'm never going to strap up. I'm not going to do that. I'll hold a dildo, but I'm not going to wear a harness.
Right.
The answer is no.
There are some bottoms that don't even want you to acknowledge their penis. Just like there are some tops that don't even want you to acknowledge their booty. Wow. Or their booty hole, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, some are like that far on the other side.
But there are bottoms who don't like to get their dick sucked?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what's wrong.
I thought everybody with a dick like getting it sucked. I really did. I'm
Ask
not even
around.
gonna lie to you. I really
There
did.
are some bottoms that are just kind of like, don't even, just leave it alone. Don't
okay.
even.
Well, I mean, there are touch me not studs also who are like, it isn't for you. That's my job to do to you.
Right.
So, but I just thought everybody with a dick was into it.
Different strokes.
Okay, yeah,
for
of
different
course,
folks.
Of course, that makes sense.
I just think that it's kind of silly to be turned off. You just have to understand where that's coming from and why you're thinking the way that you are. And if
because he's asking if he's wrong for feeling this way. And to me, I don't know that it's wrong. It's just like not totally rational.
I don't think that it's rational either, but I just understand. Like, I think I know why you think that way. And it's just like, he's been getting dick. Like, prior to him giving you some, like, that has never changed.
Right.
So if he's not requiring you to fuck him or whatever, then why couldn't he just be the same person that you've been sleeping with, dating, or doing whatever it is that you're doing? You know, like, maybe y'all couldn't be in a relationship. Right. Maybe you couldn't be in a relationship. I understand
fucking
that.
around. I don't see why that has to stop y'all from just fucking around.
I don't.
As long as he doesn't ask you to give out any dick, I don't see the big deal. But
I think that your little trade mask top image that you have for him just got shattered because you found out that he likes. But let me tell you something.
I think you need to investigate why you feel that way. Like, why is it a man taking dick makes you feel like he's less masculine?
I was going to say, you know what? Let's move on.
No, I think you should say it. I mean, you are the gay man.
Every nigga is intrigued by dick in some way, shape, or form. Gay. And I could even say, like, I personally believe that everybody is intrigued by dick in one way or the next. Like, even like straight men that have like a big dick are obsessed with their dicks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or just what they can do or their ability to dickmatize you with it. But that's like a theory that I would probably have to be sober to explain and make sense. But I will just say that, like, for gay men specifically, like, I know it's tons of tops that would probably never bottom, but for whatever reason, like bottoms with big dicks. Why?
Yeah, what difference does it make?
It's
maybe
like
they like sucking a big dick.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
It's again like this weird, you know what? I'm not even going to speak for a lot of people. I'll let you niggas out there speak for yourselves, possibly. Chime in, dial in to the Queen's Court and let us know.
Because I feel like this is something where a lot of opinions could be like valid and helpful here. Like a bunch of different people chiming in on this. Maybe you also would be turned off by somebody you thought was a strict top and they ended up being verse, and you provide some context to why Sean might feel this way.
So let me think of like a celebrity that if they were gay, I feel like they would be like a strict power alpha top. Honestly, I've been gay for so long that I just know better. Like, I can't think of one. All of these niggas. Like, you can think of really any brolic, tatted up, thug nigga, and I could see him with his legs up. Because it's just like,
okay.
It's just dick.
Don't we all have it in us?
Like, don't like...
I mean, dick is not the problem. Men are the problem. Dick is not the thing that causes the issues.
I think that you just have an idea of what you want your top to be, and your top does not take dick.
Okay.
And if that's how you feel, especially if you're just looking for like some fun in the bedroom, then go and get that. You get right back on the app. I'm sure you'll find one somewhere.
Are there a lot of strict tops? Is this like very easy to find?
They're an endangered species. Okay. These niggas be lying.
Right. Okay.
They be lying.
So that's what this is. He thought he had a strict top, but niggas be lying.
Because for whatever reason,
now
it's
the
just
fantasy is shattered.
Super horrible. Like, it's just the worst, most embarrassing thing ever to be a bottom. It's like being a mutant.
See, that's
you
what
have
I'm
to keep
saying.
it to yourself unless it's super obvious.
I feel like these negative feelings are a problem because of what they're rooted in, which is like bottom phobia and femphobia and all these things. Like, the more feminine you are, the worse it is. The fact that he does something that you consider feminine, even though he's doing it with other niggas.
And you do it.
And you also do it. So it's just like his masculinity is less in your eyes because of that. So do you not consider yourself as much of a man as the next man? Like, that just kind of seems like
he can't like dick for the same reasons you like.
I mean, clearly he likes, you're two men. It just seems like, I would assume 9 times out of 10, if you are fucking somebody who is the same sex as you, that person being into those genitals would like not be a turnoff. I just don't. It's kind of a little too much for me.
Everybody is a little bit different. I will say. But what I will say, like, niggas who are strict tops, they may not want to do anything with your dick or be interactive with your dick.
Okay.
But I don't know a nigga that's 100% top that's just like, I wish I could just get this dick out of the room. I don't even want to see it.
Because if all you wanted to have was anal with somebody who didn't have a dick, then you could just do it with a woman. There are lots of ladies into a cis woman. There are lots of ladies into anal sex, right? So it just seems like I don't know, but I appreciate the input here. I feel like this is a conversation that maybe other people can chime in on and let us know how they feel. Our next question comes from Sally, who says, "My mother-in-law is trash on a Taylor Swift level of garbage."
Get rid of her.
My husband is Filipino and I am Dominican. We are both on the fairer side and have straight hair, which will make sense later. When my husband was 6, his parents took him and his brother and sister on a family trip to Las Vegas. While they were there, his mother went missing. They had searches and posters up trying to find her, and she finally called them a month later from the Philippines, telling her husband that she had run away to be with the guy she had been cheating on him with. She abandoned her children and didn't bother to contact them until my husband was in high school. For the next several years, she came in and out of their lives. Fast forward to today, my husband has worked very hard and has an executive level position at a tech firm, and I own my own business. We were living a very happy and comfortable life until a year ago. His mom showed up at our doorstep one night begging to spend the night. My husband is the only person who still talks to her, so she didn't have anywhere else to go. Apparently, the guy she left my father-in-law for had enough of her shit and kicked her out. Damn. Look at that. My husband talks about how much trauma he endured with his mother, but keeps trying to create a stable relationship with her. I try to support him as best I can because I can see the pain in his eyes when he talks about the situation. We let her stay the night, and next thing I know, she was asking to stay for a while. We agreed, but only under the condition that she keeps random men out of our home and helps take care of our 2 kids for a few hours every Tuesday and Thursday. Well, the bitch has been failing on every level. I came home early last Thursday and found a bunch of beer cans on my kitchen counter.
Oh, hell no.
She was in the family room watching TV while some random man in a wife beater was laid out on the couch snoring. I asked where the girls were, and she told me she took them to school as drop-ins for the day. Oh, no, not with daycare. Bitch, you can't do that. Anyway, she took them to school as drop-ins for the day, which is twice the normal rate because she had business to take care of. I called the school and found out that she has been doing this for several weeks and that we have been paying about $1,500 a month in extra fees. I was pissed, but my husband seems to just be really sad about the whole thing. He said he's disappointed, but wants to try to help his mother do better. I can't take this anymore. She is always asking for money, so she went behind my back and tried to get my husband to buy her a new car because the 2014 Accord that we have wasn't fancy enough for her. She comes and goes at all hours. And to top it off, I found out that she has been telling my girls that they are lucky that their mom is white, which I am not, and has nice hair. My oldest daughter told me that she has actually shown them pictures of black-skinned Mexican girls, aka Afro-Latinas, online and said how ugly and black they were with nappy hair. I don't play that shit, and I went off on her for that. Of course, she played dumb, but my girls are 4 and 5 and would have no idea about any of that shit unless somebody had told them. I can't take this anymore. I know that my husband wants his mom, but this is destroying the family that we've built. I do not know what else to do. Please help.
Okay.
That was a lot. She is, I would say, definitely on Taylor Swift levels of trash.
I agree.
Because this is stank.
So what's happening right now is that my mind is like running through all of the different ways that she could get the fuck out your house and then which one is like speediest.
Like, this bitch is costing you money.
Costing you like mental health,
right?
And
sending your stress
comfort. Talking to your babies crazy and planting wildness in their heads.
That
and racism
is just too much.
And like, yeah, there's a certain level of support I feel like you owe your spouse, especially on something so sensitive, and you know he's hurting from it and all of that. But at the same time, it's also your house. And you have 2 kids in this house.
Right.
And you have just as much right to be comfortable and at peace in your house as he does. And so I feel like a conversation needs to take place about how she's going to get the fuck out. Because she has to get out anyway. Like, the plan was never for her to come and live with y'all until she's dust. Right. Like,
and so, you know how people will just move in and decide to stay.
Which is why I have always said, if anybody come to you, me, whoever, and is like, oh, I need a place to crash, before I nod my head anywhere, we're talking about an escape plan. Like, right. What is the plan here? Let's get some stuff on paper so we know what's going on. Because you're not going to pull no okie doke. I'm dead ass serious. Like,
I know you are.
Because it's so easy for the girls to come in and get comfortable and be like, oh yeah, because and this is what happened this week, and da 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 da. And then you're left in your own home being made to feel like you're an asshole or you would be an asshole by asking this bitch when the fuck they gonna get out your house.
Even though you are usually spending more money to support this person now being in your house. Just increase the light bills, increase grocery bills, like expenses go up when somebody moves in, and they probably not kicking in on that. And then for me, I just really fucking love living alone, and it's gonna fuck with my spirit to have somebody in my house more than 3 or 4 days. So if I know you come in and you need to stay for like a few weeks or a month or something, then I also need to see the progress being made towards you getting out. I think you're going to run into an issue here because of your husband's complicated emotional connection to his mother.
Absolutely.
Because what she did to him was really fucked up.
Yeah.
The fact that she went missing and then popped up in the Philippines like, oh, hey, not coming home until whenever. Fuck you. Like, fuck my kids. That's traumatic, and no bullshit. Your husband needs to be in therapy for that if he hasn't already. But I'm not even going to say that, because if he had been in therapy about it, he probably would not have let her back in the house. Like, he probably wouldn't have ever let her stay. But he needs to talk to somebody qualified and work through the feelings and what that did to him. Cause that's not just some, like, he might be okay or seem to be functioning just fine, but parents can really fuck you up, man. And it's important to talk to somebody when you had a parent that was damaging in a way like that. So yeah, I think until he works out his issues with his mom, it's going to be very difficult for him to be like, fuck her, kick her out. You know, she can go to the Salvation Army or whatever. Like, I think you're going to struggle with that, but.
And I'm sure she's taking full advantage of that.
Maybe if you can position it as a safety issue for the girls, because she has random men in your house, and that is just not okay. I know she went and dropped them off at daycare, but again, like you said, the drop-in rate is twice the regular rate. Y'all can't be paying that every time she decide to have some dick come through. No, like, she needs to not have random niggas in your house. So
this is why niggas was just never asked to come stay with me, because when I tell you the only dick being dealt in my house, it's coming my way.
Well, first of all, yes, nobody is allowed to have sex where I pay the rent, but me and the people I have invited to my house to have sex with me.
That's it. It's just the end of the discussion.
It's so disrespectful for you to fuck under my roof. It is so disrespectful. No, I don't care what you say. If you don't like it, guess what you can go do? Pay rent somewhere and fuck there. That's what you can do.
There's got to be an app for that. Figure it
out. There has to be. What? You better call one of them Dominican room rental services and get your ass the fuck out of my apartment.
Get away from me.
Get your $200 deposit and your first week's rent and get the fuck out.
I wish I would walk into my house.
Oh no.
And somebody
and smell dick
else's mama.
Oh no.
Is in there with a nigga just laid out on my furniture.
Right? Not even somebody you've had a chance to build a relationship with as a mother-in-law, because everything you've ever known about her is that she's trash. So you already didn't like her for what she did to your husband. And then she showed up and now she's getting on your nerves too.
She has to get out of my house.
Girl, right. I would position it as, I have to look out for our children first and foremost. The fact that she brings random men over here lets me know that she cannot be trusted. She drops them off and costs us money without saying anything about it. It's not like this bitch has a job or somewhere else to be. So if I have to take me and my girls and move into a hotel until you decide that your family is more important, then let that be what I do. But you just not, it's not going, I have to look out for my kids. I have to. And if we need to talk about it, and I'm more than willing to work with you through this, go to counseling with you if you want me to. But you cannot choose this woman over your family.
I would just tell him, I am 100% on your side. I support you as my husband, and I understand where you're going through, and I want for you to be happy. But yes, for like the safety of my kids and also my, mental well-being, and not like stripping the paint off these fucking walls with my bare hands.
Before I go the fuck get off on your mama.
I have no allegiance to her. I don't care about her, and she clearly does not care about me or you.
And I don't want to slap your mama in my own house, but it feels like I'm gonna get there.
The wave, it's heading in that direction.
I'm gonna slap this bitch, Marcus, or whatever his name is. I'm going to slap her. She told your kids that Afro-Latinas were black and ugly and had nappy hair. Like, oh, you lucky your Dominican mama is white. Okay, well, a lie. But that she's, that light and has straight hair, because otherwise you would be, what? with one of them ugly Dominicans, one of them black ass Dominicans. Like, nah, she got to go.
Like, I'll be like, you're actually lucky that I'm allowing you to be the one to kick her ass out. Because I truly want to be the one to tell the bitch to leave. But
okay.
With her being your mother, I will allow for you to be the one to tell her she's got to get out. And I'm here to fully support you in whatever it is that you need to heal past all of this once she is out. But that bitch has to go.
Well, I mean, because it sounds like she really did a number on him. I can't even imagine if my mama would have done us like that. I can't even fathom.
I don't even know where, like, I couldn't either.
So, yeah, good luck. But definitely, even if y'all don't kick her out, your husband should be in therapy.
Yeah, he definitely should talk to somebody about
and that lady, I don't know. Is there a separate entrance y'all can she go stay in the garage or something? I wouldn't even want her in the house with the
Junior
kids.
And my wife and kids.
Yes, like
the twin bed
like
next to the
Junior,
next to the Highlander.
Yes, some shit like that. All right,
sucks.
Let's see. Should we do one more?
Why not? My read's short.
This is okay. So there's one about a black woman who's dating a white cop, and there's another one about a girl who wants to know what to do about a nigga. So which one should it be?
What's wrong with the nigga?
She feels like he didn't do something, or he's trying to get out of something that he should be doing.
I'm more interested in that.
Okay. So this question comes from Boohoo, who says, I've been seeing this man casually for about a month, and it's been a lot of fun. Our last date was the day after his birthday, which he spent with his family. We shared a bottle of wine and had great sex. Of course she did.
Right.
During Pillow Talk, I mentioned in passing that my birthday was coming up pretty soon on the 11th, a few days before Valentine's Day, because we were talking about astrology. Side note, not that y'all care, but for the listeners who do, we're both Aquariuses. After the date, we said we'd see each other again, but when I hit him up to hang out last weekend, he said he'd love to, but he's got the bar exam at the end of February, so he'd rather wait until after his exam on March 3rd. He has a 9-to-5 on top of being in law school, so I understand that he's juggling quite a bit, but am I really wrong for thinking he's using this as a convenient excuse for getting out of celebrating my birthday and Valentine's Day guilt-free? I won't be devastated if he wasn't present for either holiday, but it just seems like a red flag that he's too busy to make a little time for either. Love you both. And I look forward to being sympathized with or being dragged as y'all see fit. Thanks for all the laughs, Boohoo.
I'm glad you were ready for either one.
Me too. So I would just like to say, first of all, shout out to February 11th. That's my brother's birthday.
Yay!
And as far as I'm concerned, Aquariuses are the worst people I've ever dated, and I will never do that again.
All right.
So
well,
the fact that there are two of you together, I don't know if that's a great idea or a horrible idea.
Well, maybe two Aquarians, Zins, maybe they're perfect for each other.
Maybe so. I don't know. I will say that you guys have been smashing casually for a month. So I also don't see an issue with him being like, girl, the bar exam is in 3 weeks. I have to stay home and study. Like, I don't have time for anything else. But I do think that if he was like probably feeling you as much as you seem to be feeling him, he probably would take a little time out on one day or the other to spend with you. Probably your birthday as opposed to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But again, it's only been a month and it's casual sex. So he might be like, you just one of the people I'm fucking and I'm not making time out for your birthday.
What I'm thinking.
Right. I don't think he's thinking of you in a date type of way. No, I hope that doesn't hurt your feelings, but
I mean, it's been 4 simple casual weeks.
Right.
Like, it's like, that's like 12 hours in nigga time.
Y'all fucked the day after his birthday, which is fine. You know, sharing wine and having sex feels like that's just what you do in casual sex situationships.
There's a good chance he had sex with somebody else on his birthday. He probably did.
I mean, she said he spent it with his family. Like, maybe that's what he told you. And he probably did have, birthday party or whatever with his family. But that ended at 10. And then he pulled up his phone.
And the freak show started at 12.
I'm just saying. For it to be such a short amount of time and to be such a casual relationship, I think that there's nothing wrong with him prioritizing the bar exam over your birthday or Valentine's Day, especially because y'all aren't really anything.
That's what casual means.
Right.
Like it's almost like you don't want it to be what you're saying that it is.
Right.
I mean, which I get, but like.
But this is how y'all get yourselves caught up. This is how y'all be like, oh no, Kefir and Crystal, I'm in this situationship and it's been going on for 8 months. Like, skirt. situationship should never last that long.
Right.
At that point, somebody has feelings for somebody else, and it is no longer a safe situationship.
At all.
It doesn't work like that. And you're using words that kind of sound like maybe you're interested in something more than that with him. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe you need to check your feelings now so that you don't get them hurt. Check them right now. Like, if it's upsetting you that he doesn't want to do this, just break it off and don't fuck him no more, because you're going to get your feelings hurt.
You seem like you need to add maybe 2 or 3 other niggas to your roster real quick.
Right. That's all you need. All you need is other options.
That's it. So when that nigga's like, he's not showing up for your birthday or don't want to go and watch Black Panther or whatever like that, then you got, let me go and call, Kevin, or let me go and call Tyreek or whoever the fuck, and like go and see what one of these, that's exactly what men do to y'all. You know, like, he is more than likely talking to and dating multiple people just because he hasn't been talking to you for very long. And that's cool. You don't even have to sleep with all of them if you just want to be boring. But I'm kidding. But
no, you're not.
I'm just saying, like, if you did want to go in,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a movie hoe and having a dinner hoe, having a theater hoe.
She's got to have it. So,
I mean, just saying, like, have your rotation, have your options, because he probably does as well. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
And I don't want you to get your feelings hurt.
And a month is too quick to be in your feelings.
Oh, girl, it is. So, yes, good luck and God bless. Hopefully,
I just want to get rid of him just off of the GP.
The fact that you said we shared a bottle of wine and had great sex, I feel like the dick is getting to you, girl.
Like the dick. In that sentence,
the dickmatization has begun.
Her
yes,
more than just physically,
because she had to mention that it was great sex.
Right,
she had to. The dick has started to take hold in you, and you need to be really extra aware of your steps now.
He's not the only one with good dick.
He's not, girl. So don't get caught up over this one good dick. There are lots of good dicks,
and sometimes they're attached to someone who is like actually worthy of hanging around and saying, "Hey, I'm fond of you."
Yeah, sometimes. But, you know, a month is just no, girl. Good luck with that whole situation. I guess let us know if you are able to easily turn off your feelings for him. It just sounds like you're headed towards having feelings. So,
yeah.
All right. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com and we'll be back.
Hey guys, this week's episode is being brought to you by Blue Apron, the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S. Blue Apron delivers fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and step-by-step recipes that can be cooked in under 45 minutes right to your door. And while many people know about it, many don't know about the types of meals you can eat and cook with Blue Apron, like strip steaks with potatoes and spicy maple collard greens. And I love my greens collard. A steakhouse-inspired favorite with a delicious twist, chili-infused maple syrup.
God, that sounds good.
I mean, and it's just presented nicely in the box.
So much. Ugh. And then on a steak too. Ugh.
With incredible non-GMO ingredients and new chef-designed seasonal recipes every week, Blue Apron lets you see what the power of food can do. Blue Apron is treating our listeners to $30 off your first order if you visit blueapron.com/theread. And we have tried ourselves. The food is good and you can feel like real sexy. Maybe doing on a date after a nice bottle of wine before great sex.
Y'all just... Or, you know, way before great sex, just depending on how your digestive system works. But anyway, very fun, cute date idea with bae, a real bae. So go check out this week's menu and get your $30 off at blueapron.com/theread. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Let them know we sent you, and let's move on.
Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers have teamed up to help you impress your Valentine this year with their perfectly paired collection. That's right. If you're ruining your life with a Valentine on Valentine's Day, then go ahead and think inside the box this Valentine's Day, because this really is a one-of-a-kind gift. Your dipped strawberries and flowers will arrive together in a beautiful, specially designed box that will keep your berries cold and your flowers fresh, guaranteed. Let me tell you, the flowers, they're lovely, but the strawberries...
Bitch.
That's where it's at.
Yes, absolutely.
And right now, our listeners can save 20% on any one of their perfect paired combinations or any other gift over $29 with the promo code TheRead. So don't wait for her to cuss you out. Get on top of it. We're giving you a deal.
And it is really cute. Like, it's a great little Valentine's Day gift. Like, for me personally, I'll be sending Valentine's Day with my favorite girl, me. And I really might use this I don't care if y'all make fun of me or not.
I've done it.
I'm going to use my own damn coupon code to order me some of them strawberries.
I have done it.
Bitch, I'm treating myself on Valentine's Day. I'm getting me a good steak. I'm doing all that. I'm going to have these berries to top it off. Valentine's Day is next week, so hurry up and order today. There's only one way to get 20% off a perfectly paired gift over $29 featuring freshly dipped strawberries from Sherry's Berries and beautiful blooms from Pro Flowers. That's by visiting berries.com, berries.com today and enter our code THEREAD at checkout. That's berries.com, code THEREAD. Get something really sweet and also really damn good for Valentine's Day. And let's finish the show.
Okay, so we're back and it's time to wrap this show up finally with the read.
It is. You said your read was short this week?
Yeah. I'm trying to decide whether I want to pass my read or if I want to just...
Well, last week's was just so good.
I know. I almost don't know if I want to follow it. I feel like I should just leave that the way that it is. And maybe, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll save this past the read for a later date. Okay, so two things. First of all, fuck you to, is this Alexandria High?
I don't know her.
In Calhoun County. So, 17-year-old student named, I want to say, Janizia.
Janizia.
That's probably close. Okay.
Hope we got that right.
Ross, 17 years old, was performing in a talent show for her high school and apparently ended the show off or performance off with a promposal to another girl in the school. Aww. So I guess Alexandria didn't see it for that. She's been suspended alongside another female student who helped her with the promposal. Lord. So apparently she had a poster that was made that just had the word prom on it with a rainbow question mark after. And if you've seen these videos all over social media for the past however many years that these have been popular, like the kids are like asking out a prom date or possible prom date into like
it's like a wedding proposal.
Like a wedding proposal. Like
I'm so glad this wasn't a thing when I was in high school.
Same.
I would have been so embarrassed. I'm the only bitch with no promposal.
Like, what does that do for like a 16, 17-year-old child where you're like, no, Derek. Okay.
Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much.
You saw Shalice got flowers. They like rained from the sky. They brought 12 doves.
Right.
That spelled out prom or nah in the sky. Bring it, Derek.
I would have been the only one of my friends who just did not get a promposal at all. I just wouldn't have gotten one at all. Like, I just really don't think any nigga would have gone all out like these kids be doing these days. So I'm glad that was just before my time.
Me too. I'm kind of glad I missed it. It's cute, but I'm glad I wasn't in high school.
It was bad enough on Candygram days, even though I only got Candygrams if I had a boyfriend.
Okay, Candygrams were cute.
If I wasn't in a relationship, I did not get a Candygram.
Candygrams were cute.
It was fun.
Except for when I wanted candy and I didn't have a gram.
Oh, and on Valentine's Day, they would send orange crushes because it was like crush day. So you would get like an orange crush and your little Valentine's chocolate. You would get like a can of pop.
Well, all right.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
So she was suspended alongside the other student because the school says that she was told specifically not to do it. But apparently the girl who handed her the poster or helped her with the promposal wasn't aware that she wasn't supposed to do it or something, according to them. So the promposal, I can't think of what else to call it.
It's literally what it's called.
It went on anyway. And they suspended the kids. Here's the thing. They then had an announcement over the intercom during the morning announcements that have the school apologize to anyone who was offended by the incident, saying that Alexandria is a Christian school. It's a public school.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's a public school.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this do sound like some private school fuckery. What? Oh, no, bitch. It's not a Christian school if it's a public school.
Not only that, so obviously the school, like school board of the county or whatever, and the principal and all of them have been trying to do damage. They've been trying to do damage control. And at one point, one of them, I think the principal talks about a time where they told a boy that he couldn't propose. Like, he was actually proposing marriage, I guess, to another student in 2013.
Wow.
And, like, he wasn't allowed to do it either. And the same student, let me find his name.
I don't understand. How can you stop them?
The same student, Hunter Borders, said he was the boy who made the marriage proposal to a female student during the 2013 talent show at this school. He was told not to do it and did it anyway, and they didn't discipline him. So that, alongside the fact that the school has had promposals happen in the school before, and it's never been anything about disrupting the school day or distracting any students or whatever, but specifically, suspending these two girls girls for this same-sex promposal, and then saying the school is a Christian school when it very clearly is not.
I was about to say, so did they get suspended because there's just the school banned promposals and you did it anyway? No, it's because y'all are some homophobic fucks.
But their excuse is that the students were told not to do it and did it anyway. But if other kids have promposals all the time, then that don't wash. Because how come none of them got in trouble for having promposals? That don't make sense. So no, that's not okay. And you let somebody literally propose marriage and he didn't get suspended. So what the fuck? And it's not like this student was like, hey, Kate, please go to prom with me because your breasts are so perfect and symmetrical. And I think about them all day. It was like, prom. And that's worthy of a suspension. Why? Because there's a question mark here with the rainbow colors on it. It's very clearly a gay couple or whatever is going on, and you don't see it for that because you're bigoted. So fuck Alexandria and whoever's running them or whatever.
What state is this? Alexandria. Is Alexandria the school or the county?
Alexandria High is the school.
Oh, okay.
The county is Calhoun.
Oh, okay. Calhoun County. Where is that? Alabama?
Yep.
Oh, no fucking wonder. Every question I had has been answered.
I know.
Damn, that's sad.
It's almost like strange that there's even this dance they're trying to do around what actually happened and why it took place. Like,
at first I thought it was California or something. I'm like, really? What?
Yeah, no, it definitely says East Alabama right here at the top.
What a mess.
Like, you cannot punish a student for doing the exact same thing that all of these other students are done, something that is completely harmless, something that's taking place during a talent show. It's not like she started tap dancing on top of her desk in the middle of chemistry or something and nobody could get their fucking quiz done or something like that. Like, It was a part of a performance that took place in a school talent show. Nobody is being distracted by anything or being harmed by anything. It's 2018. I'm sure that they said that they've had same-sex students attend proms and stuff like that before. So your problem here is clearly with the fact that they made like a gay spectacle, and you don't want to be condoning like gay kids expressing their sexuality or love or crushes or whatever in your Christian school. So what is this principal? The principal's name is Mac Hawley. Fuck you. Calhoun County School. Fuck you. Calhoun County Board of Education. Fuck you too. And that's it.
Okay.
Oh, and also, like, I don't know why y'all really, like, motherfuckers would be walking around in the street or on public transportation or anywhere playing the music from their phone or from, like, a Bluetooth speaker just for everybody to hear. Why? Why? For what? Why? It isn't the 80s and it's not a boombox. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a block girl or a block boy. I don't expect for you to have like tearaway Adidas pants on and you're just going to start doing like spins and stuff on the ground. So I have no idea why you feel like the entire block needs to hear Lil Uzi Vert because you like him.
Oh, no.
It's annoying. It's weird. Stop. Now I'm done.
So you got back to Harlem.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like you made it back to the city.
Just be like, what?
Like, why are we still doing this? But we're still doing this. I mean, it is what it is. What can you do?
I'm finished.
I love New York. Okay. So my read this week goes out to a bitch named Patricia Cummings. This is local to New York. This is right up in the Bronx where this happened. She is a teacher at Middle School 118. She teaches social studies. And she recently had a lesson about slavery and the triangle trade.
I heard about this.
So Patricia, who is white, of course, did this in multiples of her 7th grade class, just to give you an idea of how old these kids are. So she did this over and over, where she would pick 3 black kids and tell them to get on the floor in front of the rest of the class. She would say, "You see how it is to be a slave? How does it feel?" She did not leave it there. She would step on one of the kids' backs and ask them how that shit felt.
Great.
And if it felt good to be a slave. This is a certified teacher with New York City Public Schools. She earns about $69,000 a year to be around 11 and 12-year-old people, humiliate them publicly, put her fucking feet on them, and then ask them how it feels to be a slave. I don't understand. So this is my thing. Like, this lady is in the Bronx. The school is 81% black or Latino or black Latino,
right?
Which is, overlapping circles, and just 3% white. So you're not going to tell me that you, even though you are a lily white bitch teaching in the Bronx, you are 28 years old, not a child by any stretch of the imagination, certainly not your first year teaching or anything like that. And you teach in such a predominantly black area that you really can't tell me at any point you thought it was a good idea for your mangy white ass to tell 3 black kids to get on the floor and then have the audacity to put your foot on them. I saw this on the news, and it was parents up at the school just irate, just like could barely get the words out in front of the camera because they were so pissed. I'm trying to imagine what I would do to some Becky who put her foot on my baby's back, and I'm just like blacking out. I just can't even.
I already know what I would do.
Like, this bitch is lucky that she left the school before some of these kids' mamas had the chance to get up.
I'm going down to the school and I'm telling the authorities I'm not leaving until I get to put my foot on her.
So here's I'm gonna be just like that daddy at Larry Nassar's sentencing.
Yes.
Who was like, "So judge,"
and they were like laughing.
I was just like, can I get 5 minutes with him? No, sir, that's not how.
1 minute. Like he was so
right. There's a little, and he's like, "So 1 minute or?"
No, how can I do that?
What needs to happen is I need to beat his ass because he violated my 3 children. That
made me so sad. They tackled him and were like, "We understand. Like, we completely understand. We just cannot let you kill this
Right.
man."
And the judge was like, "Of course I'm not pressing charges or filing charges against him. I won't be punishing him in any way." They stopped him because Larry Nassar would have been able to file a suit and been like, I wasn't protected in the court system. Exactly. Or he would have been able to sue you personally had you touched him. So they was looking out for you, sir, not for him. Like, I truly believe that in my heart. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's a totally different story, obviously, but I'm saying, like, as a parent, I would feel the exact same way about some teacher, black or white, really. Yes. This is a stupid, horrible shit lesson. This is an awful lesson plan.
Like how?
And I thought teachers had to run this shit by somebody before they decided to just do things. I guess not. I guess you could just do whatever the fuck. I thought you had to turn in lesson plans like a month or so in advance, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can just do whatever the fuck you want to at Middle School 118. But the education department said that, the investigation is obviously not complete, but this is fucked up and the behavior has no place in our schools. She has been reassigned away from children, but of course not fired or anything until, I assume, the investigation is complete. I don't know what more investigation you need. A bunch of 7th grade kids are not going to all get together and lie on their teacher or nothing. She clearly did it. So what else needs to be talked about here? She put her foot on a child's back. I would want her throat. I'm sorry. I'm going to need your larynx. I'm going to need all of this. It has to be in my possession because, bitch, have you lost your mind?
Just auction it off.
I tell you what, you put your foot on my baby, I get to put my foot on you.
That's it. And I just feel like that's fair.
How is it not? You a grown-ass woman stepping on my child's back? No, bitch. Absolutely not.
I'm not leaving until I can step on this
Judge,
bitch.
I would just like to know, can I get 90 seconds in a room with Patricia Cummins, yes or no? Yes or no?
Just turn on Stomp by Kirk Franklin and just let me
I just want all of y'all to turn your heads for a minute and let me do what I have to do. So fuck this woman.
Dare you?
I don't know what you were thinking. It's like I honestly expect something like this to be like a story that I experienced growing up in Oklahoma and going to majority white schools until high school, where thank God I got in with the blacks and things were just so much better. But that white middle school I went to and those experiences, that was really fucked up. And this is the kind of story I expect to hear from like one of them bitches, one of them cheerleader turned sorority girls who only is a teacher because it's a job her husband approves of her having. Right. And so she's ignorant and a mess. And she's in the middle of a flyover state and she does something dumb like this. Bitch, you teaching the Bronx? I'm honestly surprised them kids didn't get up and beat your ass they damn selves. And I'm not even saying that like black kids are violent or whatever, but that's you clearly fucked up. You clearly crossed the line. Yeah. And you deserve your ass beat. Every single child you put your foot on, every child you may lay down in front of the room, they parents deserve to beat your ass.
I just feel like that's fair.
It is. It is fair. It's not, it won't be done. Justice won't be carried out, but it's fair. You get $70,000 a year to do this? Really? I know a lot of people who would love to make $70,000 a year and would have better lesson plan ideas for teaching slavery than making kids get on the fucking floor and putting your feet on them, bitch. Shame. And that's it. I'm done.
Well, that just about wraps up the read for this week.
It sure does. Make sure you check us out at thisistheread.com. And don't forget to tune in to HBO. They are airing the Two Dope Queens comedy special with Jessica Williams and Phoebe Robinson. It is a series of 4 specials that started last Friday. They are filmed in front of a live audience at the King's Theater in Brooklyn. So make sure you check it out. That is weekly on HBO starting, like I said, February 2nd at 11:30 p.m. Check out Two Dope Queens. Kid Fury, any news from you this week?
I don't think I have any news this week.
Okay. Are we supposed to be announcing this?
Nope.
Okay, just kidding. So then do we have an acronym this week?
BYGI.
Bitch, you guessed it.
Damn.
You get on my fucking nerves. You thought you was gonna be able to yell at you, son of a bitch.